A very warm welcome, Bruchim Abaim, to the Adat Yeshurun Akaratat of Gala. We are here tonight to honor and give our deepest to Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie Wohlgelernter as they embark on the next phase of their journey in Eretz Israel. We are Karen and Jaime Breziner, two of the co-chairs of this very special event. I want to thank the many people who have made tonight such a huge success. Thank you to our co-chairs, Todd and Diane Salovey, for all your extraordinary efforts and dedication. It has been such a pleasure working with you. I also want to take the opportunity to thank Diane Shahat, who has done such a beautiful and professional job on the Tribute Journal, and Beth Pamensky for her wonderful guidance and dedication coordinating the wine and wine glasses for tonight's gala. We would like to thank Annette and Catherine in the office for all of your hours of planning, communications, and logistical support. We also want to thank Rabbi Ray Hembrook, Adat President Abe Lowenstein, and the Adat Board for all of their efforts and support. And would now like to introduce Todd and Diane.
Thank you so much, Karen and Jaime.
As we begin, we would like to offer a prayer for all those who have been affected by COVID-19. Please join Todd in reciting Psalm 130.
Shir Hamalos, Mimamakim Kurasicha Adonai, Adonai Shima V'Koli, Tiena Aznecha Kashivos, the Kol Tachanunai, Im Abanos Tishmarya, Adonai Mi Yamod, Ki Imecha Haslicha, Leman Tivarei, Ki Visi Adonai Kipsa Nafshi, Velid Varo Hochalti, Nafshi Ladonoi Mishomrim Laboker, Shomrim Laboker, Yachel Yisrael Adonoi, Ki Im Adonoi Achesed, Ve'arbe Imo Fidus, Ve'hu Yivde Es Yisrael, Mikol Avonosav.
Welcome to our many friends and supporters from across the world. The funds you have pledged tonight have enabled us to realize our dream of gifting a new Sefer Torah to the Rabbi and Shoshie, and those funds have provided crucial support for the shul.
Jaime and Karen had this crazy idea when we started working on the gala that we would somehow raise $500,000. Well, I'm pleased to announce that our total so far is $502,200. $200. Thank you so much for your amazing generosity. If you haven't yet donated or want to offer an additional gift during the program, please enter your pledge in the chat or contact the office during the week.
This is going to be an incredible evening. I hope you have a comfortable chair and a snack or even a meal.
Tonight you'll hear tributes from distinguished rabbis and congregants, Chazans Ohad Moskowitz and Shai Abramson, with Maestro Ophir Sobel and the choir will provide music. There's a glimpse of the writing of the very first letters of the New Torah. Together, we'll raise our glasses to make a l'chaim and then hear beautiful words from Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie. Make sure your wine and glasses are ready to go.
Tonight is not only about saying thank you, but sharing our love to you, Rabbi and Shoshie. We hope that even in Israel at 5:30 in the morning, you can feel our love for you and for all your family.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our emcee for the evening, a great father, supporter of the shul, and a world-class cosmologist that we still love, even though we lost the Nobel Prize. Please welcome Brian Keating.
Thank you very much, Salaves and Braziners. We're all here tonight because of how much Rabbi Jeff and Rebbetzin Shoshie mean to all of us and all of our lives. They are our leaders, teachers, friends, confidants, comforters, sometimes entertainers, and always have been our role models. Sarah and I can't express how much we've been inspired by you and we've learned from you and changed so much from knowing you. I'm so honored to be the MC tonight, and as much as we say thank you to you both, we also can't thank you enough. Tonight's program starts with a special tribute to Rebbetzin Shoshie by our own Chazan Ohad Moskowitz. Ohad and Maestro Ophir Sobel and the wonderful choir have added so much to our high holiday davening. They're in Israel. They are Israeli superstar musicians, and we're so grateful that they're joining us tonight.
Hello, folks. It's a pleasure to be here tonight together with all of you in these challenging times of Corona. I want to wish a big mazel tov to Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie for this immense Achnasat Sefer Torah. I think it's a beautiful thing for the community and for the Rabbi. But I want to dedicate the next song to Shoshie. Everybody knows that she's the true Eshet Chayil, so I want to dedicate this song to her, and of course to the all Eshet Chayil, Neshot Chayil of the community. This song is dedicated to all of you. אשת חיל ממצא ורחוק מפנינים מחרה בטח בלב בעלה ושלה לא יחסר אשת חיל ממצא ורחוק מפנינים מחרה בטח בלב בעלה ושלה לא יחסר שקר אחר והבל היופי והבל היופי יראת השם היא תתעלה שקר אחר והבל היופי והבל היופי אישה יראת השם היא תתעלה אשת חיל ממצא ורחוק אך בלב בעלה ושאלה לא יחסר שקר אחר והבל היופי והבל היופי אישה יראת השם היא תתעלה שקר אחר והבל היופי והבל היופי אישה יראת השם היא תתעלה.
Wow. We can't tell you how amazing it is to witness such an outpour of love and appreciation for you, Rabbi Wohlgelernter and Shoshie. In just the past few years we've been at Adat, Brooke and I personally have just learned so much.
To speak about just one of the many, many things we have learned from the two of you, Rabbi and Shoshie, and in particular Shoshie now, I wanted to memorialize and share this, what I think, amazing story in a video tribute, so we can always be inspired by you. Hi, I just want to first say a huge mazel tov to the Rabbi and Shoshie. This is an incredible achievement. When I was trying to, think about all the times that I have learned from the two of you, one story really sticks out for me. I was at your house sometime last year, and Shoshie, you were in the middle of making your famous bone broth, and at the end you were scooping out all the excess bones and not putting them in the garbage like I thought you would, but instead you were putting them in a container. So obviously I questioned them. I said, what on earth are you doing with those bones? And I said, why aren't you just throwing them out? And you said, well, every piece has to go somewhere and it can be used. So I said, so where are these bones going? And you told me they're going to Flash, the Reznikov's dog. And right away, I was just blown away. I don't even know if I said anything at that point, but after being able to process what happened, I was able to realize, wow, I mean, it's one thing to think about people, to think about a community, especially when you have family all over the world, friends all over the world, but it's another thing to even think about a dog. And I think I was just, at that point, really, really blown away with how thoughtful you are as a human being. And it was a huge lesson to me of how to literally think about every single human being, or being rather, on this planet, and how much it affects one another. So again, a huge mazel tov to the both of you, and thank you for continuously teaching us and helping us be the people that we are today.
We also want to thank the entire community for the support you've offered to me and Brooke. The response to tonight's gala has been absolutely overwhelming. The generosity everyone has shown will be able to enable us to build upon the legacy of the Rabbi and Shoshie of 33 years of Torah in La Jolla, with classes, activities, and youth programs just like they did, so Adat can continue to be a space where we grow together in Torah. We are blown away by the donation total that Todd announced. Absolutely amazing. We want to thank each and every one of you. We'd be remiss if we were not to give special mention to two families whose support tonight and for decades has just gone above and beyond. Harvey Neiman and the Neiman family, you are shul founders who have continued with your love and generosity throughout the decades. On behalf of the entire community, Brooke and I want to personally thank you for your Har Sinai gift. Bertie and Jackie Wolf, Anton and Jules, Brandon and Laura Gruz, not only are you the honorary chairs of tonight's event, which we thank you for, but you have offered the gift at the Nasa V'Nishma level. On behalf of the entire community, Brooke and I want to thank all of you. We'll be hearing from Harvey, Bertie, and Jackie later on in the program, so stay. Vayihi b'Yeshurun melech b'his asef rashei am. Here in La Jolla, we could say, Vayihi be'adat Yeshurun melech b'his asef rashei am. We have been zoche, and we have been blessed to have had here in La Jolla, and specifically at Adat Yeshurun, the Wohlgelernter. The Rabbi and Shoshie have modeled what Ahavas Yisrael, true love of the Jewish people, mean. Just a quick anecdote. The very first time I spoke to Rabbi Wohlgelernter, it was November 25th, before we moved here 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. And Rabbi Wohlgelernter asked me, he said, what's the most important thing that a Rav have? And I said to him, I said, is it okay if I think for a second? He said, sure. So I thought for a minute and I said, Avas Yisrael. It was silent on the other end of the phone. So then I said, was I right? And Rabbi Wohlgelernter, you said to me, absolutely. Because you model what Avas Yisrael is. What loyalty is, what beautiful friendship means, all through the lens of Torah. One cannot help but associate Torah with the Rabbi and Shoshie. Everything they've given us has been to connect us individually with the Torah and to connect each other with the Torah. Commissioning and writing a Sefer Torah to give to the Wohlgelernter was the brainchild and result of an attempt, merely an attempt, to try and pay them back for the hundreds and thousands of Sefer Torah that you have written for us. We will forever be Makar Tov and say thank you. But we are writing this Sefer Torah for you, Rabbi and Shoshie, not just to give you a Torah, but to express to both of you two critical and important sincere feelings. Number one, as the Piskei Tshuva writes, the Pashat hu be'enai kol bechaburos shekosvin Sefer Torah b'shutfis de kol echad yotze bo. When a group commissions a Sefer Torah, each person fulfills the mitzvah of writing a Sefer Torah. We did this for you to know that your legacy of Torah and mitzvot will always be the mainstay of Adat Yeshurun. It will always be Torah together. Number two, we commissioned this Torah and dedicated this fundraiser in honor of the two of you, so the Torah you brought here to La Jolla will forever be learned, lived, and loved. We will forever drink from the fountain of your Torah. With God's help, Brooke will continue to throw all our energy, with God's help again, please God, into your holy mission of Torah in La Jolla, ad bias gol tzedek b'mehera b'yameinu, until the coming Mashiach, when we can join with you in Yerushalayim and Modi'in. We give you a bracha, our Rebbe and Shoshie, on behalf of the entire community, that Yamim al Yimei Melech Tosef. You should continue to inspire everyone you touch to grow higher and higher in serving the Rabbono Shel Olam with Ahavas Yisrael and, of course, with Torah. Mazel Tov.
What an amazing moment to be able to be here at the time of the beginning, the Haskalah of the Sefer, the beginning of the writing of the Torah. We say the kol haskalas kashas, that everything when its beginning is very difficult. So difficult. It's a wonderful Sefer, beautiful person, he writes beautifully. We're in an air-conditioned office. What's so kasha? What's so difficult about it? Kol haskalas kashas means that because this is the beginning, this is setting the foundation for the rest of the Torah. That's what's so difficult about it. It's such a precious moment. It's such a special moment that we have to have our minds in the right place. We have to have our kavanas in the right place, because this is the beginning of bringing another level of kedusha into our world. And that's why when we begin, we say, "Harei kosei l'shem kedusha Sefer Torah," that I'm writing this for the sake of the kedusha, of the holiness of the sanctity of Sefer Torah. It is such an incredibly emotional moment. Seeing the birth of the Sefer is an incredible thing. Knowing what the Sefer is, and knowing that the Sefer is a gift that is being given from all of you to us, is really something that is spectacular. And there is really no other way to sort of encapsulate 33 years of living together, of working together, of learning together, of growing together, of serving the Rebbetzin together, to take all of that and to put it into a ksiva Sefer Torah, the writing of Sefer Torah, is something that is magnificent. And we now have the opportunity to witness the beginning of the birth of Sefer Torah, the beginning of bringing Kedusha to Klal Yisrael and to the world. Hareini kosei l'shem Kedusha Sefer Torah.
Since the very beginning of Adat Yeshurun, Harvey Neiman and Linda Neiman, Zichrona Lebracha, have been there to quietly answer the call for whatever is needed. It's my pleasure to introduce my dear friend Harvey Neiman to share a tribute.
Hello. I'm not really by myself, but I'm here with you, Shoshie, Rabbi Jeff, celebrating, just celebrating and saying thank you. Thank you for 33 years. I was honored, and my wife Linda and my little children, Danny and Shelley, to meet you on the first Shabbos, Parsha Yitro, 1987. I believe that was also your birthday. We won't tell people your age at the time because then they'll figure out your age right now. So that first Shabbos launched an amazing phase one of Congregation Adat Yeshurun that really has lasted 33 years in a phase 2, and I'll cover more about phase 1, but phase 2 got launched, in my opinion, when we built the building. The Kahal built the building on La Jolla Scenic Drive, where it is to this very day. So the period during phase 1 was enlightening for me and my family, and we had so many firsts, things that happened the first time back in those years, and I was honored being president. Oops, I'm wrong. I was second. Don Glazer was the first president. Okay, there was a second also. I became the second. But so many interesting things as we grew at Kahal. I just want to remind you of what you did with Shoshie, what you did, joining together. We developed fundraising. We needed to raise funds from just a handful of families, and we developed the Yom Kippur Malava Malka appeal, which still continues to this day, back in perhaps the second year of our existence. We had inaugurated a June fundraiser. In those years, we wanted to keep it entertaining in June, raise a little money. We had Don Glazer and his jazz band. Then we inaugurated the Purim spiels. We inaugurated the first weddings, the first bar mitzvahs. I remained president during the time and was honored to have both the bar mitzvah of my son and the bat mitzvah of my daughter Shelley during my presidency. We had a Sheva Brochus and Todd, who's I think in the area. I'm not sure. He's around right now, helping me photograph here. He and Diane had a Sheva Brochus at Linda's in my home that was unique. I think the only time a camera ever caught you, Jeff, wearing a sombrero, and I think Shoshie was a Mexican maiden outfit as well, and we had a wonderful time. As we went on, we got more serious about building, and I was honored, a first for me, that when your father, Rabbi Shalom, David Wohlgelernter, was in a position to design an Oron Kodesh for us. We're still not in our building. We're back in our temporary quarters. He was able to design that. The beauty and the zechus and the honor was my parents, Bernard and Elsa Neiman, donated the money for that Oron Kodesh. And we honor to this day with their names proudly on the brochet of that Oron Kodesh. And years later, we were able to retrofit the Oron Kodesh and the Bima they still occupy the holy place in our shul. So along the way, I've left out a few things. Linda Neiman developed a weekly bulletin and stuck to it through the last of her days. And we've dedicated the bulletin to Linda's memory. We, without mentioning all of your children who are very important, all 7 of them and their spouses, we may have one child still to go, but the first wedding, Yaakov's wedding, was the first time, and many of us flew to New York City. The second phase of the shul, which has been handled with such growth and enthusiasm and making such a difference in our community. The shul would not be built without a mikveh. The community would not grow without an eruv. The only institution in my mind at Adat Yeshurun is Rebbetzin Shoshie, guiding and pulling a lot of puppet strings behind the scenes where that occurs in so many Jewish lives, and Rabbi Jeff working there and building with classes. So moving forward with our own building and the growing of the shul, a phase 3 has arrived that not only triggers the beauty of Rav Daniel and Brooke, who just fit in a succession. Gee, why does Yehoshua ben Nun come to mind? I'm not quite sure why and how, but I like the metaphor. That things will carry on. And if during the course of your sabbatical, Shoshie, you and Rabbi Jeff have decided you want to stay where you are, I personally could not be happier than continuing to share with phase 3, which is now beyond the shul, because the shul has its strength, and it has the people, and the groundwork has been laid. And as I get to know your son Aaron and Adel and your little grandchildren, have I got Neilah's name pronounced properly? She's a lovely young lady. I've gotten to know them through Zoom. I want to continue to participate and follow Shoshie and Jeff wherever they go. And I want to say that in first person, wherever you go, if I can be a part of the happiness of your lives and celebrate your children and celebrate your grandchildren and celebrate any new projects that you feel are worthy of continuing to grow Yiddishkeit Beretz Israel, and never ever forgetting our little Siberia out here in La Jolla, California. Any questions from the audience? No, with that I'm going to sign off and thank you for all the Yiddishkeit that you two bestow upon not only me, really the world of Judaism has you two to thank. Rabbi Jeff, Rebbetzin, Shoshie, there is a bracha that I would love to give to you. I'm not sure if it's worthy, but hopefully it is, that in your lifetime you will meet as many Harvey Neimans and Linda Neimans as you would care to include in your life. That's my bracha to you.
Sorry. Apologize for that. You'd think I would be used to these technical difficulties given what I do. I was saying, we want to have 2 couples from the congregation who could represent all of us in expressing our love for Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie and the influence they have on all of our lives. It's my honor to introduce the first family of Adat, Abe and Iris Lobenstein, and they will be followed by a special tribute from our honorary chairs of tonight's gala, Bertie and Jackie Wolf.
Hi, Shoshie and Rabbi.
We cannot measure your contributions in our lives.
Your special Shabbos Hagadol and Shabbos Shuva drashas, your special Shabbos gatherings, your Torah teaching year-round.
The value you've added to our success as Jews, as human beings, is immeasurable.
Your inspirational guidance is priceless. We are sad to see you go because you've been not only great leaders to the community, but also great friends.
You two matter to me a lot. You matter to me because of you. I keep Shabbat.
It's because of you she's still with me.
All right. The two of you will be sorely missed.
Adonai Kito Kilo Lom Chasto. Thank you, Hashem, for bringing Rabbi Wohlgelernter and Shoshie to San Diego
33 years ago. It's indeed a privilege for Jackie, I, and Laura and Brendan, Julie and Anton to have this great honor of the honorary chair tonight. We are very proud to be here, to be able to say a few things about you, Rabbi, and Shoshie. I've known you for 28 years, plus minus, and I recall coming to Pirkei Avot with Jackie and her sister Andy on Monday nights, where I used to bring a book and a pen and record every single thing that you said, week after week. That was my beginning with you, and it turned into Gemara lessons, and you taught me the love of Torah and the love of connecting to Hashem. Thank God for that, and thank God for what you've done for me. You've always been there for me with shilas. I used to hug you. And in fact, even today, I call you in Israel when I have a problem that I have to discuss with you. Shoshie, I've been to you many times for different things, and you've always helped me, and you used to say with pleasure. And that's what you do for all our congregants, helping people and supporting them in every situation. Your late father and mother were outstanding people. Each one of your children have become a friend of mine. They live by Torah and they live by you. And they are all exceptional and outstanding. I want to just remind you, you've actually let me down once, Rabbi, but I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. We used to go on these wonderful trips to Israel. There's Jackie, myself, and Andy, her sister, and some of our congregants. Todd Sullivan, Dennis Goodman, David Levy, and a few others. And what you did for us was show us the religious aspect of many places that we had been to before, but did not understand what we were looking at. You actually told us a story in each place, which is still very vivid and will always remain with us. And we've been back to Israel many times, and what you told us about the religious side and the spiritual side will always remain with us. One of the most exciting places that we went to was Svat. We had a wonderful time, and I was looking forward to one thing, Rabbi, and this is where you let me down. There's the Arizal's mikvah, and we were all going to have the mikvah. And I said to myself, boy, oh boy, this is a chance for me to tell all my friends in San Diego that I had a mikveh with the rabbi. Unbelievable. And guess what? At the last minute you made a bit of a speech. You said, you guys go first, and then I'll come when you come out. We can't go together. So that disillusioned me, and I was upset because I can't now use it. I couldn't use it to tell all my buddies. The question of the shul. You and Shoshie created the shul into what many righteous people say is one of the most important Orthodox shuls in America. There was a magazine out about it, and people talk about it. You created Torah, Torah, Torah. You know, when you went on sabbatical, I said to myself, what is sabbatical? To me, sabbatical was you're going to go and have a rest away from the congregation for a few months, end of story. But guess what? From morning till night, teaching Torah, teaching your love, and that's become our love. You just, when I think of Rabbi Wohlgelernter, I think of Torah and the total connection to Hashem. And many of the congregants, most of them, feel exactly the same. You just don't give up. I mean, I've been to many shuls throughout the world, and I have to tell you, Rabbi, I've never come across a rabbi that teaches from morning till night ethics, Torah, and connection to Hashem. Jackie and I couldn't believe the news about you remaining on in Israel, but we understand it's our love and your love and Shoshie's love and your family's love. And we will understand. We sincerely hope, Rabbi and Shoshie, that you will pay us a visit from time to time. We sincerely hope, with God's help, that Rabbi Reich and his wife will follow in your footsteps, which we are pretty sure he will. So we wish you and your family a great success, plenty of health, and we look forward to seeing both of you in the very near future. And thank you for everything that you've done for Adat. Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you, Shoshie. Thanks so much.
Just to add my little bit of what I'm going to miss about the two of you. Rabbi Shoshie, most of all, I'm going to miss your beautiful kindness and your words of wisdom and the beautiful support you've always given me. Both of you in your own ways have been amazing. And Shoshie, I'm going to miss my Rosh Hashanah hugs and all the times, every time I see you, your warmth is just an abundance. And Rabbi, really going to miss you too. I have to think of the fun, wonderful, happy times. I think about our trips to Israel as Bertie did, the tishas that we went right through the night. And the one Friday night we pulled an all-nighter and went to daven at the kollel at sunrise. It was phenomenal. We talk about it very often, Andy and I and Bertie. The rabbi running up and down the table with the Gala. It was quite an astounding experience that we would never have experienced unless we'd had the privilege of being able to be with you. And your interpretations were magnificent. I'm also going to miss Rabbi and Shoshie, your beautiful outfits for Purim. You'll need to send us every Purim your outfits.
I've got the photos
of
the past ones.
But we need to continue seeing you in your beautiful get-ups. They were awesome. The happy times we shared together, all our simchas with you, our families, and every part of it was unbelievably warm. It just was a very special moment, remembering all the great things. Now, we understand you want to be with your children. They're the most precious in the world, and that part of it, I share your joy to be able to be with them and those beautiful grandchildren as much as you want. We really wish you all the mazel and glück and only health, gesund, happiness and an abundance of Hashem's blessings for your future with your family. And hopefully we get to see you soon on a regular basis. Our fondest love from all of our family to all of your family. Thank you for being a part of our lives. For 28 years, it's been an honor and a privilege. Thank you, thank you.
It's an honor to introduce a great cantor and friend of the shul, IDF Chazed Shai Abramson, sharing a beautiful arrangement by Ofer Sobol of The Blessing for the Israeli Soldiers.
Avraham Yitzchak ויעקב הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל העומדים על משמר ארצנו וערי אלוהינו מן הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה ביבשה באוויר ובים הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה ייתן אדוני את אויבינו הקמים עלינו ניגפים לפניהם הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם ויעטרם בכתר ישועה ובעטרת ניצחון, ויקוים בהם הכתוב כי יד אדוני אלוהיכם מה הולך עמכם להילחם לכם עם אויביכם, להושיע אתכם ונאמר
We now get to hear some words of blessing and Torah from none other than Rabbi Avraham Bogopolsky, a long-term friend of the Wohlgelernter's and author of the book Developing a Torah Personality. He's also, of course, the Rav of Beth Jacob Congregation in San Diego. Followed after that, we'll hear from Rabbi Jeff's Rebbe, Rabbi Yisachar Frand from Ner Yisrael Rabbinical College in Baltimore. Rabbi Frand is one of America's most illustrious rabbis and a long-term inspiration for all of us at Adat Yeshurun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Congregation Adat Yeshurun. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to address two incredibly special, unique individuals, Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie Wohlgelernter, on an incredible 33 years of complete dedication and selflessness on behalf of the Jewish people, and particularly, specifically in La Jolla, California. 33 years is an incredible amount of time. And 33 is a beautiful kapitel in Tehillim, Lamed Gimel, where if I may just take some of the honor and accolades that David HaMelech attributes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if I could carefully select a pasuk that really identifies what Rabbi Wohlgelernter and Shoshie have done there in Adat Yeshurun. The pasuk says, "Hayotza yachad libam hamevin al kol ma'aseihem." He forms their hearts all together. He perceives all their doings. Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie were able together to look at every individual, every single congregant, visitor, acquaintance, whoever crossed their paths in the shul and in their community, and was able to understand and to see and to form a relationship that was necessary for that individual personally and how that fit into the community collectively. No easy task. On a second level, we know that the community partnered with Adat Yeshurun and Beth Jacob, a long-standing relationship that was highlighted on Purim. Those are the opportunity of the amazing years together when Rabbi Wohlgelernter would come and really, with a display of Ahavas Yisrael, a tremendous achdus, a unity that was not only created but felt from one shul to the other shul and beyond. Of course, I think it culminated in a sense of our beautiful pre-Shavuos get-together of learning in preparation for Shavuos. And finally, just on a very personal note, for myself and my wife Leah, we've had a friendship. Rabbanim sometimes are out there, Rebbetzins are out there, but to have individuals who we feel together and we're not alone. I came now almost 25 years ago. Rabbi Jeff was the senior rabbi at the time, and I hope I grew into that position, but I want to thank him for all those years of guidance and really helping us together build what we do have. Chazal tell us, O chavrusa, O misusa. and my friend, it's either my friend or my death. Our hearts are tremendously ecstatic for you on this night and for this time in your lives. But it was very, very heavy on our hearts to know that you're not here physically with us, but in Eretz Yisrael. But my bracha, after all these 33 years, is that big mazel tov on a personal level, that you should see your own families and your own lives go mechoyel el choyel, to go from strength to strength. The strength that you gave the community and the people here will just continue to give you that strength as well, and have nachas from your immediate family. And beyond is to continue to see the peiros, to see the fruits of your unending labor of love that you gave to all of the people, to the members, anyone across through the doorways of your shul. And the Adat family, as it grows and grows and grows, you should see those the nachas and the fruits of the labor, to get a true joy from their growth. And Mitzvah Hashem will all be able to follow you to Eretz Yisrael from Harvey Neiman. Mazel tov, Rabbi Wohlgelernter. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Hello, my name is Yisachar Frand, and I know many of you from my past engagements at Adat Yeshurun. And before I begin, I want to thank Rabbi Pikus for all of his involvement, not only for this short video, but over the past several years, I've had the privilege of coming to Adat Yeshurun before the high holidays, and that has been his doing, and he gets a big yeshikach, and thank you for that. And now this small little tribute for my very dear Talmud, Rabbi Wohlgelernter, or Rabbi Jeff, as you may know him. If I have bittersweet feelings about this event, I'm sure that you must also have them. He's been your rabbi for I don't know how many years, and I can't say that I was with him on the ground floor when he started this congregation, but I remember the early days. I remember when they were basically in an office complex, and how he started with a very bare minimum of people, and now after whatever it is, I guess about 30 years, he's parting ways and moving on to a different stage of his life, and I really feel a part of this. I mean, Rabbi Jeff was a student of mine, I think back in the 80s, and I saw in him the energy and the passion and the ability to do something very meaningful with his life, and that observation turned out to be very true in spades. And I'm very proud to say that I had a small part in the development of Rabbi Jeff as to what he has become. And now, in life, we have to move on to different stages. And he and you are both moving into different stages of your existence. Rabbi Jeff and his wife, Shoshie, are going to Eretz Yisrael. And he's not retiring. He's just moving on to a different aspect. And you also are continuing with a new rabbi, which he has been very successful. And Rabbi Jeff feels that he's confidently leaving you in good hands. I understand that in honor of this, you are writing a Sefer Torah scroll, in his honor. And I was thinking of why is that the appropriate gift or memento at this occasion. And perhaps I was thinking that the Sefer Torah in more ways than one is symbolic of what Rabbi Jeff has done here. You know, the Torah, it's the last of the 613 commandments is the Torah, is the commandment to write a Sefer Torah. And the Torah doesn't use the explicit words, write a Sefer Torah. The words in the Torah is, V'ata kisvu lachem es hashir hazais. You should write down this song. Now, if I would ask you how would you describe the Torah, I don't think many of you would say, oh, the Torah is a song. And the Torah is a book of laws, it's a book of history. But the Torah refers to it as a song. And why is that? There are various explanations. But one of the explanations that I personally like is that the reason Torah is referred to as a song is because, as opposed to most disciplines appeal to only a certain segment of the population. Astrophysics is enjoyable and understandable to an astrophysicist, but your regular person on the street, he has no interest or really in astrophysics or chemistry or mathematics or even history or even languages. It's limited to a certain segment of people. To them, it's very enjoyable, entertaining, engrossing. It's all these things. But that's not universal. There's one discipline in the world that is universally accepted, appreciated, understood. And that's song. You know, you can have a 2-year-old, even a baby. Baby likes to be lulled to sleep with a lullaby, likes music. And then you can have the greatest concert pianist or violinist or the conductor, and they can understand and appreciate music. It cuts across all ages, all denominations, all types of people. Song is a universally accepted, understood, appreciated, and enjoyed by all ages and by all types of people. And in that sense, so is Torah. I mean, we can teach Chumash and the Bible in play groups and tell them the stories of the Bible, and the children, little children, toddlers, they enjoy it. You can learn Chumash with a 3rd grader and he enjoys the stories. You can take the Talmud, which is the most complicated branch of the Torah, and you could teach it to 5th and 6th graders, which we do, the 2nd parak usually of Tractate of Bava Metzia, and you can have the greatest Roshei Yeshivas and the greatest Torah scholars. They can learn the same page and enjoy it on different levels, and they both appreciate it. And that's why Torah is compared to a song. When Rabbi Jeff started Adat Yeshurun, with a very small group of people, not all the people were educated, were not familiar with Torah, but he made it appealing to them because it's the song of Torah. And it may have been on a very basic level, may have been Aleph Beis, may have been basic Chumash and Bible, and he advanced it he's taught the Daf Yomi, the daily page of the Talmud, which anybody who studied that knows that's a great challenge. And he has taken this Kehillah from its infancy and changed it and taken it into its adulthood. And he has found the proper message for every person at their level and every age. And that's why, if you want to go ahead and to symbolize and commemorate and eternalize what Rabbi Jeff has done for Adat Yeshurun. There's no better, more fitting, more appropriate gift than that Torah, that Shira, that Rabbi Jeff has enabled all of you to enjoy. I wish him and his wife and his family and all of you good health, arichas yamim. You should be able to continue to grow as Jews and as human beings. And Jeff should be able to continue his avodas hakodesh and to continue on his holy work with more people and in good health until Bias Mashiach, the coming of our Mashiach, B'mheira v'yameinu speedily in our days. Goodbye and good luck.
Over the years, many of us have also become close to the rabbi's children and their spouses. Yaakov and Elki, Yona and Neilah, Haviva and Levi, Bracha and Simcha, Aaron and Adel, David and Dassi, and Rena. They're all such beautiful people, B'nai Torah, and each are wonderful reflections of their parents, Rabbi and Shoshie. And you'll see how they are shining forth in their own right in what follows. In this video, the Wohlgelernter children reflect on what they've learned from their Tati and Mommy.
Tonight, we're all discussing the amazing things that my parents were able to accomplish in their time in La Jolla. And although they would not be able to accomplish this without each other, without the unit of the Wohlgelernter family, I do want to highlight one thing that my mother was able to do. When we discuss the physical building of the shul, it is a house, it is a place of worship. It's a place where we come. But it's so much greater than that. My mother was able to take this shul and this physical building and transform it into a home, into a place where we come to belong. We come because we feel unique. We come because we feel safe and protected. And my mother always jokes that she hates numbers. And although it may be true and we laugh with her about it, but we all benefit from that as well. My mother looks past us just being a number, us just being a clump and another part of all these people. And she sees us as who we are. She sees us to be unique. She sees us to be special. And that, I think, is something that needs to be highlighted. That forever, this is a legacy that will be left over in this shul. That forever I feel that this place is my home. And that's because of my mother. And the legacy goes way beyond the physical building of the shul. Thank you, Mommy. And thank you, Daddy, and Mazel Tov.
I believe that the quality that most inspires me about my parents is the fact that both of them are on the same page with a deep desire to give to others. Their entire lives have been filled with this, and that's something that inspires me greatly. I think that the legacy that they leave behind is a legacy that includes many things, but most especially a love for Hashem, a passion for spreading Torah, and the never-ending energy to continue accomplishing their own mission in the world. Thank you.
I would say that the main lesson that I learned from my parents is a word that Mishpacha magazine used to describe my mother. It is my favorite Yiddish word, Übergegeben, which means being completely and totally dedicated to your task. And this is a lesson that I learned from watching both of my parents in action wherever they find themselves. They have taught us that you are here for other people, and you are here to help other people and to stand up for and act in the way that you believe is right. So as I start my life as a human, I thank my parents for giving me this lesson and this attitude to change every way I am in life. Thank you.
A special quality about my parents that has really inspired me is their complete ability to give over to others. I would almost call it a thirst of theirs, that they just want to give and that they want to share. They want to share what they have, their time, their energy, their love, and that's something that is really inspirational to me.
And myself, having come into the community more recently, it's amazing to see my in-laws giving of their time, of their energy, just for the whole community at large. My in-laws have given more than half of their life to the community in La Jolla, and it's truly inspirational.
So the legacy that they have given over to me and to our family, and hopefully that I'll be able to pass on, is really a foundation in love for Hashem and a love for Torah and a love for mitzvahs, which is something that I have learned and that I have internalized, and hopefully I'll be able to pass on. So
thank you.
Thank you.
There's two things that I really wanted to highlight. The first is how normal and relatable they are. They're so down to earth. They're just such normal people. You can talk to them about anything, about what's going on in the world, a Torah thought, a recipe, literally anything. They're just comfortable talking, comfortable with who they are. And the second idea that I wanted to share is how my parents always do things by leading by example. They never tell you what to do, they never tell you how to do it. Rather, they just show you by leading by example in teaching you what a real Ben Torah, what a real Torah Jew looks like and lives like. And this is the lasting legacy that I hope to be able to share with my family and with my community in wherever we are. And I wanted to thank my parents for giving us this and teaching us these lessons throughout our life. And to thank the Adat community for being our extended family for all of these years, for helping to raise us, for being there with us since we've been very young up until now, and continuing in the future, Mirza Hashem. So a big thank you.
If I had to pick just one quality, one midah that my parents possess that defines their legacy in the Adat La Jolla community, it would have to be their midah of achrayus, their quality of going full force into everything that they do and never saying, I've done enough. Whatever the community needs, they're there to make sure it happens, whether it be time or effort or just lending an ear to those that need. Further, it is their sense of responsibility for every member of the community and for all of Klal Yisrael as a whole. This is the midah that I find most inspiring about my parents, and it is with this legacy that I try to frame my life. Thank you.
Many things from my parents, but the quality that I would say that inspires me the most is their love and dedication to every Jew in the community and out of the community, and especially to their children. I learned that when it comes to helping others, no task is too difficult to tackle or too small to be considered beneath them.
For me, Mommy and Daddy inspire a life of happiness. Whenever we're there at their house or we see them doing any sort of task, it doesn't seem like it's a drag for them. They're just always happy, and I think it's inspired me to realize that even with all the challenges in life can really be fun and happy.
If I had to choose a legacy that my parents have given over to us, it would be to persevere, to get the job done, no matter what. There's an important thing that needs to be done, that needs to happen, so regardless of the challenge or the hurdles, we will continue until the job is done.
And just to add to that, the way that they're able to do that, I think, is because they're real people. Being a real person is the only way that they're able to just persevere regardless of the hurdle or the challenge. I think that that's part of the legacy, is teaching us to be real people as well.
Thank you for being the best parents and for teaching me and my children these and many other important lessons.
We love you so much. So,
thank you.
We'd like to ask everyone to get wine glasses and wine and pour yourself a glass to make a toast to the Rabbi and Shoshie. After the toast, the Rabbi will speak, and then there's a beautiful duet with cousins Shai and Ohad and more wishes from our community. So stay with us.
Dear Rabbi and Shoshie, thank you for not only being our spiritual leaders, Rabbi and Rebbetzin, but also for your friendship, guidance, and unwavering commitment to our community all these years. You have helped many families and individuals become stronger in their faith and closer to Hashem. But the amount of hours invested in teaching Torah and the kavanah with which was taught to our community is unparalleled and a manifestation of your legacy. We have shared many amazing moments at your Shabbos table, davening at shul, remodeling the mikveh, attending weekly classes, and even organizing galas together. We have shared many simchas, including all of my children's bar and bat mitzvot and a wedding. But you were also there in our toughest moments, guiding us with open hearts and words of wisdom. We cannot thank you enough for you have given our family and the rest of the Adat community. But we can wish you the very best on this next adventure, because we are sure that no matter where you go, you will illuminate the lives of all those you meet.
Rabbi and Shoshie, there's a song you lead every Simchas Torah. It's geschmack to be a Yid. It's delectable to be Jewish. There's so many ways you've changed our lives and so many others at Adat. I remember 33 years ago, our friend Hank Strub told us about a small shul in an office complex, and Diane went there and heard Rabbi Jeff give a Devar Torah. And were invited over for a meal with Shoshie and the kids, and our lives were changed. So many things became different, and our generations will be affected because of you. Rabbi, I've davened and taken classes with you almost every day for the past 30 years. Shoshie, you've been a mora to our kids and have hosted us so many times. We've shared classes, holidays, simchas, tough moments, and joyous moments. Through it all, you have been our role models that at the end of the day, it's geschmack to be a Yid. On behalf of the Adat family in La Jolla and all over the world, our wish is for you to continue to be an inspiration in all our lives, and that you bring the joy of Torah and of being a Jew to us and many others for years to come, until we join you in Yerushalayim in the times of Mashiach. So please, join us in raising your glasses for Shoshie and the Rabbi. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen. Before we hear a beautiful rendition of Ribono Olam from cantors Ohad and Shai, Maestro Ophir and the choir, and remembering that at the end of this program, the Zoom will be open and people can speak with the Rabbi and Shoshie. It's my pleasure and honor to turn the Zoom over to our Rebbe and our Rebbetzin, Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie.
I think I'm talking first. Can you hear me? Okay.
Just ask everybody.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, good. Hi, all. It's so good to see all of you. If you've made it till now, I vote that you get extra dessert. Oh, yeah. There's no food at this gala. I hope and pray that all of you are feeling healthy. And one thing I know for sure is that it's possible to feel emotionally close, even though we're physically separated. And I feel a real closeness to all of you in a deep way. And I'm going to start the same way I will end. I have to thank Hashem, who has protected and guided me throughout my life and my incredible time in La Jolla. Hashem has been by my side being my light, my joy, and my protector. They say Hashem looks after fools, and I banked on that. He has blessed me with parents and siblings that gave me wings and direction on the way to fly. You're crying? You're so cute. Okay. My extended family have been loving and supporting and cheering us on. Now I get to say a few words about him. I call him my hub. I'm sorry. My husband, I'm not going to say, okay, my hub. As an 18-year-old, I had a mission to marry a man who would learn Torah the rest of his life. Little did I know that my dream would be fulfilled big time. With our time in Adat, he became a walking, talking Sefer Torah. We left the cocoon of kollel 35 years ago, but brought kollel with us. His blood must not be real, and it must not be red, because whatever is pulsing through his body is not blood, it's Torah. It is what makes him breathe. I know. I've lived every day to be witness to this. It was an 18-year-old's dream that he's become my pride. This Torah value has bonded us really tightly. On a lot of midos, we are complete opposites. So now you're going to see what I'm really bad at, but that's what I'm going to do. These differences has not caused a problem, just given us a balance as a couple. He is responsible, focused, and he thinks everything through. He's a leader because he loves and cares about Klal Yisrael very, very deeply. He is intellectual and level-headed. He's kind and forgiving. He is busy every minute of 24-hour days. He has taught himself he doesn't need a lot of sleep. I've lived with him, and these midos never falter, never. They never slack. They're always consistent, always consistent. Somehow he accomplished becoming this kind of person while always putting me and his family first. I remember Yaakov as a baby looking out our window and seeing his daddy walking home from shul with his tallis on his shoulders and flowing in the wind. And Yaakov exclaimed excitedly, "Look, Mommy, a Jewish Superman." And yeah, he has been our Superman. They say that the real measurement of a man are not his accomplishments and his work and his bank account. The measure of a man are what the people close to him think about him. What his parents thought about him, they adored and loved him. What his wife thinks about him, I adore and love him. And his children, they love and adore him too. I daven that Hashem keeps him strong, so the Torah that flows through his veins keeps him healthy and offers a protection from all the crazy out there. Thank you, Hashem. Together with this man and Adat, I brought up our 7 children. If you know me, I don't really cry, so this is really weird. Okay, he's hogging this. Okay, wait, sorry. Together with this man and Adat, I brought up our 7 children. Our children and the ones that married into being our children are everything. I felt that parenting them was our number one job. Bringing them up and having them mature as part of a loving community shaped them into fantastic human beings. They were part of Adat and they grew up Adat. They watched and they listened and they heard the messages loud and clear being part of this community. Making light where there is spiritual darkness, making a Kiddush Hashem wherever you go, leaving a place cleaner and better than how you got there. Each of my children learned with their own talents and strengths these lessons. They helped us as a team build Adat Yeshurun. I continue to see them contributing to their own communities wherever they have landed. My love and pride overflows for each of them. In this corona reality that we find ourselves in, they each have shown creativity, flexibility, and resilience. They have become my role models and teachers as they grow. Thank you, Hashem, for these kids. And finally, what this night or morning is all about. All of you, my Adat family. Just looking at you makes me really cry, sorry. The family that we have actually chosen to celebrate life with. 33 years is quite a lifetime. I came to you as a baby. I was 23 years old and I left a bubby. I experienced life with you and have gone through deaths with you. Births, bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, Shabbases, kiddushes, marriages, divorces, classes, teaching, kalas, mikvahs, trips to Israel, trips to Poland, holidays, Rosh Hashanahs, choirs, Purims, Shalach Manuses, hospital visits, children's programming, cooking, guests, cooking, friends for life, and saying our final goodbye to friends when they have passed away. We have lived this with you and gone through it with love and knowledge that this family of Adat Yeshurun must make Hashem so proud. May we continue, and all of us continue, to give Hashem nachas. I will miss you until we meet in Yerushalayim and dance our most joyous dance with Mashiach. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Hashem. Thanks. I really need to go to the bathroom, but I can't right now. Okay.
I have two problems. One is, three problems. One is I can't follow that act. The second problem is that this isn't a big enough box of tissues. And the third problem is these are Israeli tissues. They don't really do much. I want to, before I begin, just thank my Rebbe for his beautiful words. And if there's a way to get him this message, that the impact and influence that he's had on my life and the life of our family has been immeasurable. There were periods where I would speak to him very often. There were periods where I would speak to him less often. But I would see his picture. I would hear a vort. I would read something from him. And it was as if I was standing face to face with him. And it was mechayah me. It gave me life. It gave me strength. And he was like my father. A very strong and important influence in setting me in a direction, and very much a part of every single thing that I did and experienced in La Jolla. I want to take the opportunity also to thank tonight's speakers, Abe and Iris, dear friends, tremendous support. Has been an amazing president, and really appreciate everything that you've done to make this possible. Bev Pimensky and Diane Shachat and all the others that helped put this together. You didn't just do something. I felt it across the ocean.
It was a labor of love, and it came from you that way, and it landed with us that way. To Oad, to Shai, to Ophir, to the choir, I am awed that you took time out of your busy lives, even Corona busy lives, and that you sang and entertained, and it just makes me feel how much I'm going to miss your presence in davening and davening with you. I never really had the opportunity to say to all of you how much we appreciate what you've given to our congregation. And you think you're singing, but what you're doing is igniting hearts and igniting lives. And we appreciate that so much. So I'll tell you one thing that was accomplished tonight for sure. It's one thing that I can tell you was accomplished tonight for sure. I satisfied my FOMO for my funeral because I've heard it all already. They tell the Maisa of Rabbi Aaron Kotler, Zecher Tzaddik V'Kodesh Livracha. The Rabbi Aaron was being honored at a dinner. And before the dinner, they found him pacing in a room, and he was going back and forth and walking back and forth. And his students said to him afterwards, and they heard him, he was speaking to himself. And what he was saying to himself was, yes, Rabbi Kotler is the biggest Talmid Chacham in America. Rabbi Kotler has built an incredible yeshiva. And he's talking about himself, praising himself, back and forth, back and forth. After the dinner, his Talmidim, his students went to him and said to him, Rebbe, what was that about? So he said, I knew that when they introduced me at the dinner, they were going to give me tremendous accolades. And they were going to praise me, and they were going to talk about me. So I spent a few minutes before the dinner saying it all over to myself, so that this way I heard it. And when I would hear it from them, it wouldn't make such an impression. It wouldn't go to my head. So I tried that. I was up all night, telling myself how wonderful I was, telling myself how much people loved us, telling myself how much people appreciated us, so that this way it wouldn't have such a huge effect on me. But it didn't work. I am so incredibly moved and touched by the love and the energy and the effort and the trouble and the care that went into making this night possible. It's overwhelming. Overwhelming how you planned, overwhelming how you gave, overwhelming how you poured your lives and your souls into doing something against your wills, saying goodbye to us. It's remarkable, the love that we feel oozing out of this computer this evening. But how does one say goodbye? What's a Jewish goodbye? So let's look at the way we say goodbye to a mesechta, to a tractate. When we finish a tractate, we make a siyum, we make an incredible party, a Yom Tov l'Rabbanan, a holiday for the rabbis. It becomes an incredible moment. And we turn to the mesechta, we turn to the tractate, and we say, Hadron Allah, Hadron Chalon. We say, we will return to you and you will return to us. Is it a statement of fact? Is it a prophetic statement? Is it a prayer? The word hadron comes from the word hadar, to return. But it's also explained as coming from the word v'hadarta pnei zaken. To give hadar, to give beauty, to give respect to an elder. Why are we commanded v'hadarta pnei zaken? Because we recognize his intrinsic value. We're attached to his wisdom and knowledge. We identify it, and therefore we respect it. As we finish a tractate, we turn to the tractate, we turn to that knowledge, we turn to that Torah, and we exclaim that we're attached to you. We recognize your value so deeply in our lives that we know that we'll never leave you. Even though we put you back on a shelf and we move on to the next tractate, Our bond with you is unbreakable. And Hadranalach, we will stay connected to you. The Hadrach Alon, and you will stay connected to us. You've become an intrinsic part of us. You've become a part of the fabric of our lives. It's a prayer, a plea, and a statement of reality. And that's the way we say goodbye. We're not disconnecting. We're not severing. We're merely moving on to another stage in our lives, but we're still inextricably connected to each other. As Jackie Mason says, in some cultures, they leave, but they don't say goodbye. But by the Jews, they say goodbye, but they never leave. They can't leave because we're linked, we're connected. We're one through our shared experiences, our outlooks, and most importantly, our Torah. This is where we stand after 33 years, putting Adat Yeshurun on a shelf, taking leave, but not really leaving. At a moment like this, one could ask, what have I accomplished in 33 years? And I can't answer that question because I've never thought about it. But what I have thought about is what have I gained in 33 years? I came in at 27, I leave at 60. Truly a lifetime. What do I leave with? What did I gain here? First, I got a sense of the majesty and magnificence of the way the Rebbeinu Shalom runs his world. From the simchas to the pain, I learned how to open my eyes and to see the Yad Hashem in everything. From talking to each one of you, from sharing in your lives, from seeing the Yad Hashem in your lives, from seeing you see the Yad Hashem in your lives. That has taught me, opened my eyes to be able to see the hand of God in everything. I leave here blessed with the most incredible family who are Mekadesh Shem Shabayim, who sanctify the name of heaven each and every day of their lives. People would ask me through the years, how did you raise such a proud, strong, tireless family in a place that was far from thriving major Jewish communities? My response was always that it wasn't in spite of the fact that we are a small, out-of-town, eclectic Jewish community, but it's davka because they were raised in a small, out-of-town, eclectic community. My dearest children, and my dearest children-in-law, and my dearest grandchildren, take every lesson you learned here, every Baal Midos that you met here, every act of mesiras nefesh that you encountered here, and let it continue to shape your lives, to guide you, and to uplift you as you all continue to bring nachas to mommy and to me. And most importantly, nachas to the Ribono Shel Olam, to the Master of the Universe. We love you so much. I leave here blessed with the realization that I've been the recipient of enormous chesed. Chesed of the Ribono Shel Olam, chesed of the Master of the Universe, and chesed of the greatest balas chesed I know. My wife. I am in awe of the chesed that she has done for others. The massive shabbosos, the meals for those in need, the quiet kindness, the challah drop-off, the warmth, the love. But I'm most in awe of the chesed that she does for me, standing by me, guiding me, protecting me, believing in me, making sure that the nudniks don't get the best of me. The first date we met, I said to myself, she's out of my league. This was confirmed by my photographer at my wedding, who in the middle of pictures pulled me to the side and said to me, "What's a guy like you doing with a girl like that?" Good kasha. It's a good question. And I have no answer other than thank you, Hashem, and thank you to my dear wife for being the most amazing Ezer Kenegdo one could hope for. I leave here in awe of what I learned firsthand that human beings are capable of. The love, the respect, the honor, the dignity. What the human being has the capacity to express is limitless. And I've learned that from each and every one of you. I leave here in awe of the Salaves and the Breziners. Talmidim. Todd, the name you've been given in our family. Todd, the Holy Chassid. Talmidim, friends, siblings, teachers. You filled every one of those roles. I feel so humbled to be the recipient of the Breziners and the Salaves' love and friendship. And so lucky to have had such role models in my life. Role models of yashrus, of straightness, of honesty. Amazing people who know how to be selfless and live by the dictum, im ein ani li mi, im ein ani li mi li. If I'm not for me, then who's going to be for me? I have to look out for myself. Therefore, I have to excel as a human being in every respect. But kisha'ani la'atzmi mo'ani, but when I am just for myself, then what am I? My life has to include others. And the four of you, everything you do is not about yourselves. It's about others. It's about your communities. Thank you for being you and for teaching me so much and for taking care of us the way that you have. I leave here blessed with having had the honor of being connected to a man of honor and integrity who for 33 years was always there, loyally by my side, never having to be hunted down, giving unstintingly of his time, of his love, of watching Linda nudge and push, but not because she wanted to nudge and push, but for the good of the community. With his incredible support and incredible friendship. And I leave here blessed, having known Harvey and calling him one of my dear friends. I leave here having had the blessing to meet tonight's honorees, Bertie and Jackie Wolf. Neither of them are normal people. Bertie is the most focused, single-minded person I know who is concerned with his own growth as a human being and the growth of everyone around him, a walking Musar Sefer. When I think back to 28 years ago, and I see the Ben Torah that has emerged, the Oved Hashem, the Mechabed Torah, the one who honors Torah, the Micah Rabbanon, the Baal Chesed, the Medaktek, the Moser Nefesh, that has emerged in these 28 years is astounding and inspiring. And Jackie, the quiet, energetic Baalas Chesed, who doesn't do chesed. She lives and loves chesed, eats and breathes it. A woman of incredible patience, of unbounding love, and ginormous respect. And no matter how deep the difference of opinion, the respect was always incredible. I leave enriched to having met the two of you and your family, and proud to call you our friends. I leave here after 33 years, confident in the direction of the shul and confident that it will thrive under the direction of Rabbi and Rebbetzin Reich. Rabbi Reich has taken over in difficult times and has shown his ability to guide and to uplift our community. My friends, I can only tell you that a Rav can only thrive when there isn't politics and pettiness. A Rav will thrive when his congregation trusts him and works with him to be Makadesh Shem Shamayim, to sanctify God's name. Treat them well and the community will reach incredible heights. I'm nearing the end. If I had the opportunity, I would want to mention every congregant by name. Those who stood by the shul and its mission, those that took me into their lives and in their confidence, those that guided us in love, those that loved us unconditionally, those who believed in us, supported us, took care of us, gave unstintingly to us, those who laughed with us, cried with us, comforted us when my parents passed and when Shoshie's sister left us, those that celebrated Simchas with us, opened their homes to us, danced with us on Purim, mourned with us on Tisha B'Av, poured their love, energy, enthusiasm, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, gesund, peace of mind, shalom bayis, all to ensure the success of our community. I can see some of your faces. I can see many of your names. And if I could reach out and touch every single one of you and just say, not just thank you, but you need to understand the impact that every one of you has had on our lives. If I could, I would mention all those who lost loved ones, who could have fallen easily off the face of the earth, but who showed us how to embrace life and to thrive through the pain and the emptiness. If I could, I would mention all the volunteers, the shoppers, the kiddush makers, the shalashudas makers. You remember there used to be a thing called kiddush and shalashudas? The laners, the daveners, the ushers, the security guards, the teen and youth service volunteers. If I could, I would mention the shul support staff and talk for hours about each one of them. How amazing Catherine has been as a person, as a worker. How Milton has become a part and a parcel of the community. And his greatest joy is when we get the electric lift to ready the shul for Yontif, and he gets to ride it all over the shul, up and down. It's like he's in Disneyland. How Annette has learned more about Yiddishkeit in the past 19 years than many of our congregants. I'm deeply indebted to your guidance, to your hard work, to your friendship. And each and every one of the congregants feels exactly the same. If I could, I would mention all the outstanding parents, the incredible grandparents, the magnificent siblings, the aunts and the uncles, the friends that make up this congregation. If I could, I would mention the most amazing Jews I've gotten to know. The Baalei Tshuva, the Gerim, the converts, the Mosrei Nefesh, those who have given up themselves for their Jewishness, who all showed what a spirit on fire could accomplish. The FFBs, who lit up the way for so many. The learners, the Daf Yomi guys, the Talmud 1 and the Talmud in Depth guys. All the many people, the men and the women who came to shul to learn every single day of the week. All of the Torah learned at home with chavrusas, around Shabbos tables. All the chesed and the kindness and the love extended by so many to so many. I would love to mention each one separately, but I haven't got the time.
It's your party.
Moshe was given 33 days. I got 20 minutes. I'd love to mention it all. 33 years worth of lessons and inspiration. I would love to mention it all and exclaim, this is what I got for 33 years of being a Rav in La Jolla, California. I learned so much from my teachers. I am from my friends more than my teachers. But from my students, I learned more than all of them. Because from my students, I learned how to be a Jew. And for that, I am eternally grateful. The Gemara says that a nifta mechavero, that when you say goodbye to someone, al yormelo, don't say to them, leich bishalom, go with peace. But rather what you should say to them is leich lishalom, go to peace. Sharei Yisro sha'amalei l'Moshe, because Yisro said to Moshe, leich lishalom, go with peace, go to peace. Ola Moshe v'yitzliach, Moshe went and he was successful. David sha'amar le'Avshalom, but King David, who said to his son, Avshalom, leich bishalom, go with peace, halach v'nitla. It didn't work out well for him in the end. But what really is the difference? Leich lishalom, leich bishalom, go to peace, go with peace. It's a bracha nonetheless. Because leich bishalom, go with peace, is not realistic. Because what you're saying to a person is that your travels in this world should be in peace. But that's not the reality. There are many challenges in this world. And if there is no striving, no tension, then there is no growth. No pain, no gain. Rather, we say to a person, leich lishalom. Your destination is shalom, is peace, is shleimus, is wholeness, is completion. May you achieve that ultimate peace when you reach your destination. My friends, I turn to you and I say, leich lishalom. Strive for peace. Strive for wholeness, for completion, for perfection. Continue to strive, continue to grow, continue to have aspirations, continue to wage a war in yourselves. Continue to desire to get to shleimus, to wholeness, to perfection. Continue to shoot for the stars. Leich lishalom. Hadron Adat Yeshurun. V'hadroch alon Adat Yeshurun. May we stay bound to each other through the deepest of soul connections forever. Thank you for everything. Amen.
First year before we came to Adat, I spoke with the rabbi and I spoke also with Barry Alav Hasholem, and he told us, please don't change our melodies that we use to sing all the years. And we kept this promise all the years, and we brought some new melodies here and there. But he told us never touch V'chol Ma'aminim. V'chol Ma'aminim, you know, V'chol Ma'aminim Shehu. But 2 years ago, together with Ohad, we decided to bring new melody also to V'chol Ma'aminim. V'chol Ma'aminim Shehu El Emunah. And we sang it for the first year. A year after it, I came to the synagogue and the rabbi asked me, Ophir, are you going to do the same new melody that you did for V'chol Ma'aminim also this year? That time I knew that it was a very successful choice. So for Rabbi Jeff and for Shoshie, I want to dedicate this original song named Hineni B'yadcha, who was famous by Avraham Fried. Hineni B'yadcha.
ידעתי כי הנני בידך לבד כי הנני בידך לבד כך אומר ביד היוצר
ריבון העולמים ידעתי כי הנני בידך לבד כי הנני בידך לבד כך אומר ביד היוצר
Moi veim gam esamets beyitzois besachbulois lechol yosh beisevel yamdu limini lehoshieini velismoich nafshi mi baladei uscha ve'ezratcha oy ezra v'yishua כך אומר ביד היוצר אוי ואם גם את המץ ויצוץ ותחבולות ובכל ישי תבל יעמדו לימיני להושיעני ולתמוך נפשי מבלעדי יוסחו ויצרסחו אין Baby Yeshua Baby Yeshua העולמים ידעתי
כי הנני בידך לבד כי הנני בידך לבד כך אומר ביד היוצר
אוי ואם גם את המץ ויצור ותחבולות וכל יושבי תבל יעמדו לימיני להושיעני ולתמוך נפשי מבלעדי יוסחו וזרסחו אוי אין עזרא וישועה אוי אין עזרא וישועה ידעתי כי הנני בידך החומר כחומר ביד ביד יוצא אוי אוי ואם גם את האמץ בעצות ותחבולות ובכל יושבי תל יעבדו לי והושיעני ולתמוך נפשי מבלעדי יוסך ועזרתך אוי 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 אין עזרה וישועה בעזרתך אוי 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 אין עוד מלבדו
So many of you submitted videos to the Rabbi and Shoshie saying thank you. It's overwhelming. Actually, it overwhelmed the internet. There's more than 100 in total, and many of them are several minutes in length. So we're going to play them all right now. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. But we are, for certain, going to make sure that each one gets to Rabbi and Shoshie. We're going to continue. There's a few more tributes left. They continue now with the Lakins, followed by Annette, Catherine, and Milton, who do so much to keep the shul running smoothly.
So I started working here back in 2001. I started the Monday after they walked the Torahs up from the old business office.
I met Rabbi and Shoshie about 2.5 years ago. I'm the newbie of the group and came in for executive assistant position, and I'm quite pleased and very happy that he hired me.
I started working here in 2006. And a different company sent me here for a few weeks. They told me just the main thing they were looking for somebody else.
And he, of course, knew immediately I knew nothing of Judaism because I reached out to shake his hand at my interview. And bless his heart, he didn't hold that against me.
I also shook Rabbi's hand about 3 times during the interview and didn't know what I was doing. But I can say, as soon as I came home from the interview, I just told everybody that I knew that I could just tell that he was a very genuine person, and I secretly call him my Jewish Santa. And then Shoshie, of course, bursts in, just great personality as well. So I'm really happy, and it's been wonderful working with them.
To me, I didn't know what to expect. I've been working for restaurants all the time, and then working for a Jewish community, being a Christian. It was amazing, and I've been here all the time, and the impression of the rabbi is amazing.
I think about 5 or 6 years before finally everyone realized Annette was not Jewish, but they couldn't believe it.
The way he works with the community, with the people here, with the shul, all his dedication, it's something that unbelievable to me.
I'm definitely learning, and it's still a big learning curve. But the thing that I really liked is that it was okay when you made a mistake. So that's a safe feeling.
And it didn't take long to really start to understand the verbiage and just how important certain things are.
Of course, they treat me very well, and my family. They're actually involved too at the same time. Hire me, hire my whole family.
To come work for a community where there's nothing more important than God and family, you really can't ask for a better employment scenario than that.
It was amazing. I remember my daughter when she was 5 or 6 years old. She used to come here for Shabbat mornings, and it was crazy. She was already washing hands, and she wanted me to buy her a cup with the 2 handles, and she used to take class with the kids here in the classrooms. And I went like, I don't know. It looks like you were converting now.
they developed this community to be so warm and welcoming. It didn't matter what level of observance anyone is practicing, everyone's welcome here. The level of love and commitment and respect they have to each other, and then to God, and to their children. That's what's been so, I think that's what makes it so important.
I would like to say, have fun and enjoy yourselves. You've earned it, obviously. I just wish you peace and real happiness.
I want to wish him the best and enjoy whatever, wherever they are, whatever they're planning to do and go, and keep sharing this love, not only for Judaism, but for the communities in general.
Couldn't thank them enough for the support and friendship they've given me for the last 19 years. And I just wish them both the best. And oh my gosh, enjoy your lives. And this is a wonderful opportunity to still be able to go do some more, retire from here, and go on and do more, and it's not passed them by, and I think that's amazing. And I just wish them all the best in the world.
Nora and I were here from the very inception of the shul. We knew that Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie could relate to already observant Jews. What we didn't know was how beautifully and non-judgmentally they could interact with Jews who were completely estranged from their heritage. And it was precisely this ability that allowed us to build Adat into the thriving community that it now is. Now, what's the legacy of Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie? It's been said that the legacy of a religious leader is how many lives they've changed for the better. I can tell you that it's a lot, and that includes myself and my family. Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie, thank you so much for all you have done for us and for our community.
We've been inspired by observing your family, which continues to be the best advertisement ever for showing that an observant life is a meaningful life. We've also been grateful for the way that you've established Adat as a place to continue learning and always emphasizing the importance of continuing to learn so that one can continue to grow spiritually. Thank you, Rabbi Jeff and Shoshie, for everything that you've done for our community.
Thank you so much, everyone. Remember that after the gala tonight, the Zoom will be open for you to speak with the Rabbi and Shoshie. I'm going to turn the program over to Brian Keating for some final words, and just want to say on behalf of all of us, Brian, we're so thankful for you to be MC of the program. And now, close it out. Turn it over to you.
Thank you, everybody, so much for making this evening so special. We'll keep the Zoom open, as Todd just said. What's that? Louder? Can you hear me? We'll keep the Zoom open after the show, as Todd said, and we hope you can join in to say some personal words to Rabbi and to Shoshie and to everyone who's still on. And it's finally a decent time in the morning in Israel for them, so they're wide awake and perky. And if you haven't yet made a donation to the gala for tonight, please feel free to enter a pledge in the chat, contact the office during the week, or donate on the gala's tribute page. And Sarah and I will be donating 12 and a half shares of Zoom stock in honor of this gala, which is about $3,200, $3,300 actually, in honor of the 33 years that Shoshie and Rabbi served this community, and looking forward to supporting Rabbi and Brooke as they take the reins over. And it's been said that during the bubonic plague, I'm going to keep it really ending on a high note here, it could have been worse. It could have been bubonic plague. But I want to say that allegedly Isaac Newton invented calculus during the bubonic plague. And like him, as I am, I took up gardening, and that's what I've invented and been working on. And one of the things I started to learn about is mushrooms. And a lot of mushrooms. Here's a prop here. I learned that mushrooms grow in a very interesting way. You take a little stump of one mushroom, you put it in some material, some growth material, and it will grow a mushroom that's almost a clone, an identical copy of the original mushroom. But it will be different. It'll have the same flavor, the same geschmack flavor, but it will be a little bit different in its own unique way. And I like to think that Rabbi Reich and Brooke Reich will take on that flavor, the geschmack flavor of the Wohlgelernter's that they've left in the soil of La Jolla, and that they'll continue in growing in the way that Rabbi and Shoshie have inspired all of us. So I want to thank everybody so much for tonight, and I want to wish the Reichs, the chairs, the Braziners, the Salaves, the honorary chairs, the Wolf and Gru's family. I want to thank everybody who's made this so special and put in so much time to make the Zoom Gala a success. And I want to ask Hashem to give all of us and the families here in Israel and elsewhere the blessing to continue the Wohlgelernter legacy at Adat Yeshurun for many years, many decades to come. So that's it. Good night. Join us on Zoom. Good morning, Rabbi and Shoshie in Israel. And to everyone who's out there on the internet, on Zoom, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening or beginning to your day.
Can everybody hear us? Can anybody hear me? Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for being with us. It's just amazing and beautiful. At some point, hopefully, we'll get muted. We'll get unmuted also.
Thank you.